Once upon a time, in the dense forests of ancient India, a man named Saman wandered aimlessly. His heart was heavy with sorrow, and his mind was a storm of confusion. Every day felt like a battle, and he could find no peace. His family and friends could not provide the answers he sought, and his work brought him no joy. One day, he heard whispers of a wise sage who meditated in the forest, a man who had attained enlightenment and could guide lost souls. With nothing left to lose, Saman decided to seek this sage, known as the Buddha. Saman walked for hours until he finally found the Buddha, sitting peacefully under a Bodhi tree. The air around him seemed to hum with tranquility. Hesitant but desperate, Saman approached and bowed deeply. "Great sage," Saman began, his voice trembling, "I am lost and troubled. My heart is filled with sorrow and I can find no peace. Can you help me find a way?" The Buddha opened his eyes and looked at Saman with deep compassion. He gestured for Saman to sit beside him. Saman felt a sense of calm wash over him, just being in the presence of the enlightened one. "Saman," the Buddha began softly, "everyone experiences suffering. It is a part of life. This suffering arises from our desires and attachments. We cling to things, people, and outcomes, believing they will bring us happiness. But when they fail to meet our expectations, we suffer." Saman nodded, realizing that his own desires and expectations had indeed been the root of much of his suffering. "But how can I overcome this suffering?" Saman asked, his voice filled with yearning. "The path to overcoming suffering," the Buddha continued, "is through understanding and practice. First, we must understand the Four Noble Truths: the truth of suffering, dukkha; the truth of the cause of suffering, samudaya; the truth of the end of suffering, nirodha; the truth of the path that leads to the end of suffering, magga. By following the Noble Eightfold Path, we can find liberation from suffering. This path includes right understanding, right intent, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right concentration. Each step guides us towards ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. Every moment, observe your thoughts and actions without judgment. When you are aware, you can break the cycle of craving and aversion. Saman followed Buddha's example and closed his eyes. He focused on his breath, letting go of his worries and fears. For the first time in a long while, he felt a sense of calm. As Saman practiced mindfulness, he began to see his life in a new light. He realized that his suffering was not caused by external events, but by his own mind. By changing his thoughts and reactions, he could change his experience of life. Days turned into weeks, and Saman continued to learn from the Buddha. He practiced the teachings diligently, and slowly, his heart began to lighten. He felt joy in simple things, and found peace in moments of silence. One day, Saman approached the Buddha with a smile. "Great sage, I cannot thank you enough for your wisdom and guidance. You have shown me the path to peace and happiness. I am ready to return to my life, but I will carry your teachings with me always." The Buddha smiled and placed his hand on Saman's head. "Remember, Saman, the journey to enlightenment is ongoing. Continue to practice mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. Share your peace with others, and you will find true fulfillment." With a heart full of gratitude, Saman left the forest. He returned to his village, but he was no longer the same man. He approached life with a new perspective, finding joy in every moment and helping others find their own peace. Saman's life became a testament to the Buddha's teachings. He lived mindfully, spoke kindly, and acted with compassion. And whenever he faced difficulties, he remembered the serene figure under the Bodhi tree and the wisdom that had changed his life forever.